Throughout many years of working with patients over 50 all across the United States, I have heard hundreds of stories about the fear called high blood pressure. I remember one morning, Mrs. Margaret, 67 years old, came to see me with tired eyes. She held my hand tightly and said, "Doctor, I am not afraid of aging, but I am afraid of living my whole life with pills." That sentence felt like a small cut in my heart, because I understood that what older people want is not just to live long, but to live fully, to be able to smile with their grandchildren, to still have enough strength to walk on the beach, or simply to wake up without sighing at the sight of a box of medicine. Stay until the end of this video. I will share with you a very special secret. Something small but powerful enough to change your heart health and your golden years in ways even I did not expect. And before we begin, let me give you a gift. Anyone who clicks subscribe today, I will give a special gift. The link to receive it is right below in the description. Don't miss it, because I believe each of us deserves to live healthier and more peacefully every single day. Have you ever felt like that? That feeling of sitting in the doctor's office, waiting for the results? Your heart beating faster than usual, and in your mind echoes the question, is my blood pressure too high? If you have, you are not alone. I want you to know that there are still natural, gentle ways to free your heart from that burden. Science has proven something wonderful. Potassium is the silent friend of the heart. It's like a patient hand that helps your body flush away excess sodium, the hidden enemy of blood pressure. I often tell my patients, if sodium makes the flow in your blood vessels chaotic, then potassium is the quiet conductor restoring the peaceful rhythm. And the miracle is, you don't have to search far. It's right there on your dining table every day: a ripe avocado, a baked potato, or a cool cup of yogurt. Each of them is a small key that can open the door to peace for your heart. In today's video, I will walk you through 18 potassium-rich foods, not only by name, but also through real stories from my patients, people who once faced the fear of high blood pressure and found change through the simplest things in their meals. Avocado. Have you ever cut open an avocado, looked at its smooth green flesh, and suddenly felt your heart calm down? Avocado is not just delicious, it is a gift for the heart. Just half an avocado gives you about 345 milligallons of potassium and only about 5 milligallons of sodium. That balance is wonderful for those with high blood pressure. I still remember Mr. Robert, 62 years old, my patient, who used to have the habit of eating sweet pastries in the morning. When he replaced them with a slice of whole grain bread topped with mashed avocado, only after a few months, his blood pressure stabilized. I often remind avocado is not medicine, but it is like a gentle friend who supports your heart every day. And especially, avocado is rich in vitamin C and E, two antioxidants that quietly protect your blood vessels from the damage of time. Potatoes. A small baked potato can contain up to 740 milligallons of potassium, almost double that of a banana. This means that just one portion of potato in your meal can help regulate blood pressure. But here is something important. How you cook the potato will decide whether it becomes a friend or an enemy to your heart. I always advise my patients, boil or bake your potatoes. Don't fry them into salty French fries soaked in oil. Mrs. Linda, 70 years old, once told me I still love potatoes, but now I choose baked ones with herbs, and I feel so much lighter. You see, this small change doesn't take away the joy of eating, but it does return peace to your heart. A simple potato can become a natural remedy for your health if you know how to cherish it. Bananas are so familiar that we often overlook their power. But think about this. Eating 2 bananas a day can help lower blood pressure by up to 10%. Isn't that number amazing? I remember Mr. James, 65 years old, who was once warned by his doctor about rising blood pressure. He didn't like medicine. So when I suggested he eat bananas daily, he just laughed. Yet, after 3 months, his blood pressure had stabilized, and he said, "Doctor, turns out the solution can sometimes be as sweet as fruit." Bananas provide abundant potassium, are easy to eat, easy to buy, and suitable for everyone. You can enjoy them with oatmeal, blend them into smoothies, or simply peel and eat. Such a small habit, but your heart will thank you for every banana. Tomato and tomato sauce. Ripe red tomatoes are not only beautiful, but also a rich source of potassium. A medium tomato provides nearly 300 milligallons of potassium, and just half a cup of tomato sauce can exceed 400 milligallons. I had a patient named Maria, 61 years old, Italian-American, who once worried that reducing salt would make her pasta tasteless. I suggested she use fresh tomato sauce instead of the canned one loaded with salt. A few months later, she laughed and said, "Doctor, my pasta is still delicious, and blood pressure doesn't scare me anymore." The potassium in tomatoes helps the body flush out sodium, while lycopene quietly protects blood vessels from inflammation. Think of tomatoes as natural medicine, both tasty and nourishing for your heart. Dark leafy greens, kale, spinach, or romaine lettuce, all are treasures of potassium that nature has given us. One bowl of cooked spinach can contain up to 800 milligallons of potassium. I remember Mrs. Susan, 68 years old, who had hated vegetables since she was young. When diagnosed with high blood pressure, she decided to compromise with her body every day. She added a small portion of greens to her dinner. After 6 months, she told me not only was her blood pressure stable, but her skin looked brighter. Leafy greens also contain natural nitrates, compounds that help blood vessels relax, lowering pressure on the heart. Imagine you're drinking a green juice for your blood vessels each time you add greens to your plate. You may not love it right away, but your heart will thank you for it. Yogurt and low-fat milk. In my clinic, many patients once worried, "Doctor, should I avoid milk to keep my heart healthy?" In fact, a cup of low-fat milk or yogurt is a great choice. They provide potassium, magnesium, calcium, and vitamin D, 4 key factors for stable blood pressure. Yogurt even has peptides from the fermentation process that help blood vessels relax. I remember Mr. Henry, 70 years old, who always drank a cup of yogurt after lunch. He said, "This is the habit that makes me feel younger." If you're concerned about weight, choose fat-free or low-fat versions. Something as small as adding a cup of yogurt every day can make the difference between needing another pill or not. Salmon, tuna. Mackerel fish are not only rich in potassium, but also contain omega-3, the type of fatty acid that is good for blood vessels. A grilled piece of salmon not only provides more than 400 milligallons of potassium, but also helps improve the lining of the arteries. I remember Mr. Patrick, 64 years old, who hated fish because of its smell. But when his daughter started grilling salmon with lemon and herbs, he gradually began to enjoy it. After a few months, his blood pressure improved significantly, and his cholesterol also decreased. I often say eating fish not only nourishes your heart, but also nourishes the family memories around the dinner table. If you choose canned fish, avoid the type soaked in salt. Fish is truly a gift from the sea, bringing peace to your heart. Pomegranate. Pomegranate has long been considered a symbol of life and health. One pomegranate can provide more than 600 milligallers of potassium, along with a wealth of powerful antioxidants. I remember Mrs. Eleanor, 72 years old, who used to carry a small bottle of pomegranate juice every time she went for her morning walk. She told me every sip of pomegranate feels like drinking a bit of peace into my heart. And indeed, after a few months, her blood pressure dropped to a safer level. Pomegranate is not only good for blood pressure, but also improves circulation, keeping blood vessels supple. Try adding pomegranate seeds to a salad, or drink a glass of unsweetened pomegranate juice. You'll feel like your heart is being refreshed every day. Mushrooms. Many people are surprised to learn that mushrooms are also an excellent source of potassium. A cup of cooked mushrooms can provide nearly 500 milligallers of potassium. But to me, mushrooms are proof of nature's simple beauty. I remember Mr. David, 66 years old, who once doubted that small changes could make a difference. After adding mushrooms to his evening soup, he realized his body felt lighter, and his blood pressure readings also improved. Mushrooms are also high in fiber and low in calories, suitable for those wanting to manage their weight. Sometimes, just a bowl of mushrooms sautéed lightly with garlic and olive oil is enough to nourish the heart with both flavor and nutrients. Pumpkin and zucchini. A bowl of cooked pumpkin or zucchini can provide between 300 and 500 milligallons of potassium. With its bright orange color, pumpkin always brings a feeling of warmth and peace, like an autumn afternoon. I once had a patient named Carol who loved making pumpkin soup whenever the weather turned cold. After a few months of maintaining this habit, she not only saw her blood pressure stabilize, but also felt that family meals became cozier. Zucchini is also gentle and easy to prepare. You can grill it, sauté it, or add it to pasta. Every spoonful of pumpkin that goes into your body feels like a gentle whisper to the heart. Relax, I will take care of you. Unsalted seeds. Most seeds, from pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds to flax seeds, are rich in potassium and magnesium, two essential minerals that help lower blood pressure. But there's one condition: they need to be eaten in their natural form, without salt. I remember Mrs. Julia, 70 years old, who used to snack on salted roasted seeds while watching TV. When I advised her to switch to unsalted seeds, at first she found them bland, but after just a few weeks, she admitted that her body felt healthier. She even said, "Turns out the natural flavor of seeds is better than I thought." Those tiny seeds, once inside the body, quietly work to relieve tension in the blood vessels and nourish your heart every day. Green peas. Green peas may seem small, but they are a precious source of potassium, about 350 milligallers in a cooked bowl. I remember Mr. Larry, 69 years old, who rarely ate vegetables. But when his daughter cooked chicken stew with peas, he began to appreciate the sweet and tender taste of these green pearls. After a few months, He returned to my office with more stable blood pressure results and a relieved smile. What I like about peas is that they not only provide potassium, but also plant protein and fiber, keeping the digestive system healthier. Sometimes, something as simple as a bowl of pea soup can create a big change for the heart. Watermelon. Watermelon is the fruit that makes us immediately think of summer, with its juicy red slices. 2 slices of watermelon provide about 200 milliliters of potassium and also contain citrulline, which helps blood vessels relax. I remember Mrs. Helen, 65 years old, who often felt dizzy on hot days. I advised her to replace soda with a refreshing piece of watermelon. She later told me, "Not only was my thirst quenched, but my whole body felt lighter." Watermelon is like a sweet stream, hydrating while also nourishing the cardiovascular system. Every bite of watermelon you take is a gentle way to ease the burden on your heart. Dried apricots. Few realize that these small apricots, once dried, contain up to 750 milliliters of potassium in just half a cup. I remember one of my patients, Mrs. Alice, 71 years old, who often ate cakes whenever she felt bored. When she switched to eating a few dried apricots each day, she found not only her blood pressure lowering, but also her blood sugar becoming more stable. Dried apricots are sweet, easy to carry, and feel like a natural gift for old age. But I always remind my patients, choose unsweetened dried apricots to keep the full value nature has given. Quinoa, also known as the super grain, is a superfood recommended by many nutrition experts. A bowl of cooked quinoa provides about 320 milliliters of potassium, along with abundant protein and fiber. I remember Mr. Thomas, 63 years old, who was hesitant to try new foods. But when his son prepared quinoa mixed with vegetables, he was surprised by its light, pleasant flavor. After a few weeks, he noticed he felt less tired and his blood pressure was less erratic. Quinoa not only helps the heart but also gives a lasting feeling of fullness, preventing overconsumption of salty or processed foods. Sometimes, a small change in your bowl of rice can open up a new chapter for your health. Prunes. Prunes are both sweet and nourishing. Just half a cup of prunes contains more than 600 milliliters of potassium, enough to ease the burden on the heart. I remember Mrs. Rose, 70 years old, who often suffered from constipation and worried that laxatives would affect her blood pressure. When I suggested she add a few prunes to her afternoon snack, she solved her digestive issues while also improving her blood pressure. She laughed. I didn't expect a snack to change both my mood and my health. Prunes, though simple, contain soluble fiber and potassium, a duo that makes your heart feel lighter every day. Kiwi and cantaloupe. Green kiwi, sweet cantaloupe. Both are rich sources of potassium. One small kiwi contains nearly 200 milliliters of potassium, while a slice of cantaloupe can provide nearly 250 milliliters. I remember Mr. Brian, 66 years old, who was always looking for a dessert to replace sugary cakes. When he tried kiwi and cantaloupe, he told me, "Not only are they delicious, but I feel like I'm giving my heart a healthy gift." These fruits are also rich in vitamin C, supporting healthier blood vessels. Eating them daily is like adding a bit of freshness to life. A reminder that your heart also needs gentle nourishment. Orange and orange juice. A medium orange contains about 240 milliliters of potassium, while a cup of pure orange juice without added sugar can provide nearly 500 milligaussirs of potassium. I once had a patient, Mrs. Janet, 65 years old, who loved starting her day with a glass of orange juice. She told me it feels like I'm drinking sunshine into my body. And it's true, besides potassium. Orange juice is also rich in vitamin C, helping the immune system stay strong. Simply replacing a glass of soda with pure orange juice means you've chosen a gentler path to protect your heart. So, we have now gone through 18 potassium-rich foods, simple gifts from nature that can quietly support your heart every single day. From avocado, potatoes, to slices of red watermelon, all are like companions, walking with you to write a new chapter of healthy aging. And this is the special secret I want to share with you. It's not medicine or any distant medical technique, but the small daily choices in your meals that hold the most lasting power to control blood pressure. I have witnessed hundreds of my patients transform simply by choosing foods more wisely, and sometimes the results go far beyond expectations. I want you to ask yourself tomorrow, what will I choose so my heart can feel more at peace? It could be as simple as replacing soda with a glass of orange juice, or adding a handful of leafy greens to dinner. These small things, when repeated daily, will build into a strong shield protecting your heart. If you find this video helpful, please leave a comment to share your experience or ask the questions you are wondering about. I always read each comment and consider it part of this journey with you. And don't forget, I have a special gift for those who click subscribe. The link is already placed right below in the description. Aging is not the end, but a chance for us to live slower, deeper, and healthier. Start today with one small choice for a heart that stays peaceful for years to come.